The Ford Fusion has quite a few different models with different motor options. There's the most economical one, the hybrid, with 41 to 36 miles per gallon and getting 700 miles per tank. Then we have the S, SE, and the SEL model, and all the way to the sportiest one introduced in 2010, the Sport model, which is said to be the worst. With the newly introduced to this lineup 3.5 liter V6. And I'll talk more about that in a moment. Released in 06. With just the S, SE, and the SEL, which had either the 2.3 liter inline-4 with 160 horsepower or the 3 liter Duratec V6 with 221 horsepower and an all-wheel drive option on the SC and SEL. Built off the Ford CD3 platform, which was designed by Mazda as the Mazda G platform, it is essentially a structure based on a welded steel body, formerly known as a monocoque. In 2010, the Fusion got an update all around. The interior, the exterior, and the motors were all updated. Even the safety was increased by strengthening the roof of the car, and it received top safety picks by the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety in 2010. For the refresh, we have the S, SE, SEL, Sport, and Hybrid. Starting with the 2.5 liter Duratec, 3 liter Duratec V6, the 3.5 liter Duratec V6, and finally the 2.5 liter paired up to a hybrid system. Everything sounds all good. It's a relatively decent mid-sized sedan. From 2010 to 2012 is by far their worst years, even extended to the second generation of the Ford Fusion. There is a reason it gets the Clunker status on carcomplaints.com, and that's due to its faulty power steering. Ford even had a recall on it. Power steering can fail as soon as 30,000 miles, and it will probably fail at some point. And if you decide to go to a dealership for whatever reason, they will probably charge you over $2,000 for that job. And that's just not coming from me, that's coming from many owners who have reported what they have paid for this job. You could simply buy a replacement power steering rack for around $168 by Detroit Axle and replace it yourself. It is not an easy job, you just have to be safe. The 3.5 liter Sport model is the one that should be watched specifically. Outside of the power steering rack, it does have one fatal flaw that can ultimately ruin the motor, and that's the water pump failing. The water pump is internal and chain driven, become wobbly, and start eating up the water pump seal. The coolant will then start to dump into the crankcase and cause the milkshake issue, where the oil becomes diluted, and major components of the motor can start failing and have too much wear and tear. Now, these water pumps can last over 200,000 miles, but it's just something you really have to keep an eye on so it doesn't fail without you noticing and ruin that motor. Before you leave and say, this car is junk, I don't want it, let me see if I can shed some light on this gloomy night. First, you can buy a 2010 model, the post-facelift car, for around $6,000 in decent condition and not super high miles. You're looking at about 100 to 150,000 miles. And that is also the Sport model. And you can find a low mile and a newer year option for around $9,000 to $10,000. The modifications that can be done are, I guess, kind of cool. That didn't convince you? Well, that's all I got. Hopefully some Ford Fusion owners can jot down their experiences with their cars down below and talk about any other issues that might have popped up, or how much they love the car or hate it. This is Chris AutoMotivate. Always appreciate and respect one another. I'll see you next time.